Hey now, this is what dreams are made of. Welcome back to week 6 of the artist way. Yes, I'm oily because it's hot in Mexico, okay? I don't know how to stop sweating, but it is what it is. I almost wasn't going to go live today, and the reason why is because usually Mondays are my days off. But today I didn't have a day off. And also, I feel a weird energy in the air. I don't know if it's the retrograde. I don't know what's going on. But what I do know is I feel a weird energy in the air. Okay? So I almost wasn't going to go live. But then I said, excuse me, Iman, you made a commitment. So go live. So I'm here. Week 6 is all about the finances. Okay, first of all, I'm someone who's very financially literate. illiterate. I'm very financially illiterate. I'm very literate in every other way in my life. But when it comes to finances, arrest me. I don't know what I'm doing. And the reason is because my dad fear-mongered me a lot around money when I was growing up, and I just never developed a healthy relationship to it. So this chapter read me to filth. I was getting triggered every page. I was like, call me out, call me out, call me out, call me out. But the great thing about me is that I'm a learner. I love to learn and I love to apply what I learn. I don't just acquire knowledge in all this hair, you know, guys. I just did my hair today. Does it look cute? So today I'm going to take you through the money exercises that I did in this chapter, in this week. And we're going to talk about it and we're going to get honest. And I'm going to give you the nitty-gritty. I'm going to give you the nitty-gritty details. I love saying nitty-gritty. It's such a fun little phrase. Nitty-gritty. Okay, guys. So basically, the author gave us 20 points about money. Oh my God, I'm so sweaty. Sorry. Holy shit. It's okay. Am I allowed to cuss on YouTube? I don't know. Maybe I'll cut this part out. But the author gave us 20 exercises to go through, and I'm going to read mine to you because they're very vulnerable, very honest, and that's the whole point of me doing this. That's the whole point, right? Okay, so let's get down to it. Number 1, people with money are. So she gave us prompts, and basically we have to fill it out, and then we have to reflect on that. So people with money are, first I did my negative beliefs about people with money, then I did my positive ones. So here we go. People with money are greedy, selfish, materialistic, stingy. Those are the luxurious and frivolous. I don't think luxurious is a bad thing. I don't think it's bad to be luxurious, but I meant like overspending in the luxury area, you know? Those are the bad things. And then the good things would be organized, hardworking, consistent, devoted, tasteful, fun, loving, generous, and caring. So those are 2 conflicting beliefs about people with money, which I recognize now. It's good to do these exercises, right? Cool. Next, number 2, money makes people fill in the blank. I'm going to start again with the negative beliefs. Scared, anxious, fearful, boring, stingy, untrusting, untrustworthy, unstable, conniving, liars, demonic, and apathetic. Those are all the negative emotions. The positive ones would be money makes people excited, happy, enlightened, creative, outgoing, open-minded, collaborative, peaceful, intelligent, close, powerful, and inspirational. And I really had to think about these words because I was like, I can't just write like, oh, money makes people evil, money makes people greedy, money makes people selfish. I had to like really dig deep into my beliefs about people with money and how it makes them act and how it makes them behave. So I'm glad that I wrote this down because now I can actually see, oh, this is why I don't have a good relationship with money, because I'm holding these 2 conflicting beliefs at the same time. Duh. Okay. Number 3, I would have more money if, fill in the blank. I would have more money if my parents had more money. Right? I learned financial literacy earlier. I had a bigger network, aka richer friends. I wasn't traumatized as a child, because when you're busy healing from your childhood trauma, you're not making money. You're busy healing from childhood trauma. So yes, I would have more money if I was less traumatized as a child. If I had more emotional support, I would definitely have more money. If I had a coach or a mentor, I would have more money. If I didn't self-sabotage, I would have more money. If I had learned how to invest, I would have more money. If I was better at saving, I would have more money. If I didn't get bored of jobs so easily, I would have more money. If I was good at math instead of art, I would have more money. Sometimes I really wish I was a nerd because, like, if I could sit there and code, if I could be an engineer, if I could be a civil engineer, if I could be a surgeon, or if I could be a, what do you call those people who do like dental surgeon or whatever? Like, I would have a lot of money, but that requires being good at math because you got to go to school and you got to like really sit there and do math. And my brain like short circuits when I see numbers. So if I can paint and I could write and I could sing and dance all day long, but as soon as I see numbers, I'm like, I found some paper towels, so I'm going to dry my face off because holy sweat. Holy sweat. Good thing this is my last video of the day. Okay, so those are my reasons why I would have more money if I had more money. Number 4, my dad thought money was, and this was interesting because she made us break down what our dad's belief around money is and what our mom's belief about money is. And both of my parents had very similar beliefs around money, so let me take you through them. My dad thought money was hard to make, not to be wasted, supposed to be saved, not spent, the root of all evil, what made him the boss, what gave him power, what gave him authority, what gave him legitimacy. My mom thought money was something she would never have enough of, hard to come by, supposed to be earned, not for her because of her gender and social class. So when I really wrote these down, I realized, oh, that's why my parents never sat me down and taught me about financial literacy, because they didn't even have the right beliefs about money in order to teach me financial literacy. They had a survival mindset, and I get it. They were immigrants. They came to Canada. They had to work hard. They got robbed. They got scammed. They didn't even know English. All this other stuff that happened. I understand that. I get that. But who suffered as a result? My siblings and I. It is what it is. Okay, number 6. In my family, money caused, that's the prompt, A, physical fights, B, anxiety, C, depression, D, anger, E, helplessness, F, competition, F, E, F, G, not me forgetting the alphabet halfway through, G, jealousy, H, silent treatments, I, judgment, J, shame, K, insecurities, L, comparisons between each other but also outsiders, L, oh, that was, I already said L. M, dependency. N, toxic relationships. O, lies. P is scams. So how many letters is that? How many letters? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. That's 16. In my family, money caused 16 issues. And they're not small issues. Let me take you through them again. Physical fights, anxiety, depression, anger, helplessness, competition, jealousy, silent treatments. First of all, physical fights coupled with silent treatments, awful, okay? Judgment, shame, insecurities, comparisons between each other but also outsiders, dependency, toxic relationships, lies, and scams. It totally makes sense now. Like, this was a revolutionary chapter for me because I was like, okay, it's not all like, yes, I do have to take accountability for the fact that I don't have a healthy relationship with money. I don't have healthy financial literacy, but it's not all my fault. Like, this is what I grew up with in the household. Okay, so the 7th prompt was money equals fill in the blank, losing friends and family. These are my subconscious beliefs, my negative subconscious beliefs. So money equals losing friends and family, but gaining new experiences. So again, conflicting. Fun times, but not being able to trust whether or not people are your real friends. Hiring experts, but making more mistakes. Having more access, having more power, having more justice, having more freedom, having more joy, creating more art, having more time, having bigger and better living spaces, having better access to food and healthcare, having higher quality people to date, having more luxury, having more beauty, and having more art. I said creating more art and having more art, because when you have more money, you can also buy more art. Like you can buy better art. And I love art. If I could, like this entire wall behind me would be covered in art right now. So, yes, money equals some toxic things, but it also equals a lot of positive things. So, I'm glad I wrote this down because now I understand, okay, money equals good things too. Money equals good things too, E. If I had more money, no, actually, so 8, 9, and 10 is kind of the same. I'll take you through them in a second. But 8 says, if I had money, I would create a video studio to shoot better high quality content, pay radio stations to play my music, get better clothes, buy a Lamborghini Urus, my dream car that I'm gonna get. I'm gonna come back to this video one day and be like, you knew you were gonna get that Lamborghini Urus, didn't you? Mwah, love you. Retire my mom. I really want to retire my mom. My mom's like 50 years old and she's still working. So I want to retire my mom. If I had more money, I would buy a massive house. I would get a cat or 3. Yes, I'm going to be a cat lady. Absolutely, I'm going to be a cat lady. I would hire a chef. I would hire a maid. I would hire a personal trainer. I would get the best mattress and pillows that I possibly could. There's nothing worse than consistently sleeping on a bad mattress or pillows that hurt your neck. Like every night of sleep is just uncomfortable? No. I would get an on-call doctor and dentist and chiropractor. That is the number 3. Those are the 3 most important. Actually, no, not true. Number 1 most important on-call person to have is a maid. Number 2 is a chef. Number 3 is a chiropractor. But I would still get an on-call doctor and a dentist, for sure. Okay, number 9 is very similar to number 8. So if I could afford it, I would pay to rehabilitate every woman in an abusive family dynamic or relationship and get her therapy for a year, if I could afford it. I would buy a farm and have a bunch of goats, sheep, cows, and chickens. That's truly my dream. I want to get off the grid so bad. I want a farm. I want animals. I want to grow my own plants. That's what I want to do. I would also pay divorce lawyer fees for women stuck in abusive marriages that they can't get out of. I would literally like start a database of women who are in abusive marriages that need a divorce lawyer and can't hire one, and I would just pay the divorce lawyer. And then they could pay me back whenever they get whatever they get from their ex. Or if they get nothing, then fine, they don't have to pay me back. But that's what I would do if I could afford it. I would buy a house in every neighborhood. I forgot to write every low-income neighborhood. I would buy a house in every low-income neighborhood and convert it to a women's shelter with 24/7 security and free food. Yes, I would do that in every single low-income neighborhood that I could. Perfect. Okay, so number 10 is very similar to number 8. So number 8 says if I had money, but number 10 said if I had some money, which I interpreted as, okay, if you had money in general, what would you do? But if you had some extra money, what would you do? So if I had some extra money, I would pay a tutor to teach me Spanish, buy a private jet. I want a private jet. I don't care. Am I going to take it for like a 1-hour flight? Probably not. I would take a helicopter, but I do want a private jet. I would buy an island so that I could isolate for a month every year and make music for 30 days in a row. That's my dream. I would get a massage every day. I need a massage every day. These girls are too heavy to carry every day. I don't care. I'm not taking them off my body, but my back be hurting. I want a massage every day. And then I would discover talented artists and give them a lucky break. That would be my dream. Start a clothing brand. That's also my dream. I'm probably going to eventually start a clothing brand, but first I got to like put enough music out there that it can pay for me to start a clothing brand. So that's what I would do if I had some extra money. Number 11. This is about the fears of having money, which I think all of us have subconscious fears around having money, but it was fun to write these down. It was, because now I know like what I'm actually afraid of. I'm afraid that if I had money, I would get robbed or scammed or used, waste the money, become depressed, be anxious about not being able to make more, have more problems, attract more users or snakes or fake people, become more boring. I don't know why I have a fear of becoming more boring if I have money, but it's probably because I've met a lot of really boring rich people. Like almost every single rich person I've met has been so boring. And I've been like, is this what rich people are like? Like, why are they so boring? They don't even have a sense of humor. They don't even laugh at anything. I don't want to be like that. So that's a subconscious fear of mine. Attract more jealousy, become evil, become selfish or too self-absorbed, lose myself to drugs or alcohol. I'm really afraid that if I have excess money, I'm going to develop an addiction to drugs and alcohol. Because what are you really supposed to do for fun when you've done all the fun things and you have extra money? I'm not into the freaky deaky stuff that they be doing underground and all that shit. So it's like, maybe I would become addicted to drugs. Maybe I would. And lastly, hit a plateau. That is what I'm afraid of if I make more money. 12, money is a resource. Oh, yeah, money is, was the prompt, fill in the blank, a resource, energy, an exchange of time, goods or services, paper, and digital, fake. I do think money is a little fake, but necessary. Necessary and unnecessary. A tool, helpful, and nice to have. So, like, that's like 8 conflicting opinions about money. How is it paper but digital? How is it necessary but fake? How is it a resource and energy but also an exchange of time and goods and services? Like, this is why this is very important for me to do right now, because I'm like, girl, you need to figure out what the hell you actually believe. Figure it out and then stick to it. It's so hard, you guys. But the thing is, I only have AC in my room because that's just how it is in Mexico. And if I put my fan on too loud, y'all won't be able to hear me because I'm on my MacBook right now. So I have to just suffer. It's okay. Number 13, money causes a glow up, separation, hate, jealousy, envy, dreams to come true, massive wins, more visibility, more love, more opportunities, and more money. Money causes more money. Yes, it does. But money also causes separation between you and people who don't have money. Anyways, moving on. Number 14, having money is not a sin, wrong, evil, selfish, a result of scamming or using someone, a curse, mental illness, bad, or greedy. I liked this prompt because I was like, okay, now I get to challenge my negative beliefs about what it's like to have money. So having money is not sin, it's not wrong, it's not evil, it doesn't make me bad, it doesn't make me greedy, and so on. Number 15, to have more money, I need to love having more money, feel safe seeing it in my account, be okay with losing friends, not be afraid of spending it, continue putting myself out there, make more art, not self-sabotage, dream bigger, act like it's already mine, track my spending and expenses, and hire a financial advisor. Excuse me. I really liked this one because I was like, okay, so like everybody wants to have more money, but how? How do you have more money? Well, first of all, you need to love having more money. Second of all, you need to have a financial advisor so you know what to do when you have more money. But these are things that we postpone, right? You're like, when I have more money, then I will hire a financial advisor. When I have more money, then I will love having more money. But it's like, no, to have more money, you need to love having more money. And so this is where I'm like rewiring my subconscious thoughts in real time, which I'm personally really enjoying. Number 16, when I have money, I usually fill in the blank, treat myself, buy clothes, pay bills or debts, obsess over it because I'm afraid it won't come back, or ignore it. Toxic, 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 toxic. Duh. I like checking myself like this. I do. I believe in self-accountability. This is literally why I'm documenting this live, so that I can be accountable for my own bullshit. 17, I think money is great, useful, necessary, a blessing, an indication of alignment, belongs with me, wants me, needs me, and loves me. 18, if I weren't so cheap, I would. This one was funny too, because I was like, I don't consider myself to be a cheap person because I'm a Taurus. I love luxury. I love spending money on myself. But I really had to dig deep and be like, where am I being cheap? And why? So, number 18, if I weren't so cheap, I would get more spa treatments. I would get facials, I would get more massages, I would get more salt baths. What are those things called? Acupuncture, stone massages, hot stone massages, that sort of thing. I would eat organic. I would fly business class. I would buy better dinnerware. And I would buy Egyptian cotton bed sheets. That's what I would do if I wasn't cheap. But I am. So we'll see. We'll see how far I get with that. Number 19. People think money, blank, is hard to make, needs to be earned, makes you evil or selfish, is negative, makes you superficial, makes you untrustworthy, and means you're above them. And I liked doing this one too because I was like, maybe part of the reason why I'm holding myself back from stepping into the financial tax bracket that I want to be in is because I'm taking other people's subconscious beliefs about money and adopting them as my own. So challenging what I think people think about money helps me put into perspective what are my own thoughts versus what are other people's thoughts that I'm adopting as my own. And lastly, being broke tells me, I wrote, I'm not broke, but if I was, being broke tells me I'm not in alignment with the best possible reality. I'm self-sabotaging or abandoning myself. I'm being cheap. I'm being frugal. I'm being self-limiting. I'm scared. I feel ashamed. I'm reliving old patterns or stories, and that there are still more cycles to break. So, those were my 20 money prompts that I filled for week 6 of the Artist Way. And I genuinely feel like I have a much better understanding now of my conscious and subconscious beliefs around money. Because the thing about being an artist is you decide to be an artist holding the belief that you're probably not going to be rich because everybody tells you you can't make money as an artist. Every single person tells you you're not going to make it. You need to get an actual job. It's hard to make money as an artist. And your own parents tell you, your friends tell you, even other artists tell you. So you still pursuing art as an artist, holding these subconscious beliefs about money says two things. Number one, that you believe you're going to be the exception to the rule. And number two, that money is not the most important thing to you, except it is. Money is important. And this chapter helped me realize, like, I care about money. I care about making money as an artist. I'm not going to pretend that I don't. I'm not going to pretend that I don't want to earn money. I'm not going to pretend that I'm not going to make money off my art, because I am. But I need to investigate, okay, where are the ways where I'm holding conflicting beliefs? Because I can't manifest a reality. I can't make a dream come true if I'm holding two opposing beliefs at the same time. So this chapter actually really helped me identify and get clear on that. And now I'm going to work on choosing which beliefs I actually want and which beliefs I can throw in the trash. So that's pretty much it for week 6. It's week 6, right? Yeah, it's week 6. Thank you guys for tuning in with me. I know there was like 3 to 5 of you at a time in the live, which is more than I usually have on my YouTube lives. So thank you. I really appreciate you being here. Really appreciate you being here. Iman, get live out. See you next week. Mwah. Hehe. Hehe. Hehe.